What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and yes, we are 1 week away from getting a free Ultimate Legend. That Ultimate Legend could be a 98, a 97, a 96. It could be any of those things. More than likely, you know what I'm getting, a 96. Shout out to you guys that know you're getting a 96 also, but regardless of that, it's 1 more week. So with this one right here, we should all have 15. Now, some of you guys don't have 15, and you've been saying things like, yeah, EA Sports usually, they're going to be releasing other Ultimate Legends, so you'll still have a shot to do it. Even if that's true, remember, after the first time that it's released, all the prices are going to continue to go down after that because there's going to be an influx in a lot of these cards. So what's happening is when you look over here with the Ultimate Legends, we're going to go ahead and add another one to it. Pretty much what's going to happen is when the early bird gets the worm. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys do it at that same exact time when it's released with everything else, you're going to have the best possible opportunity to get the most money for what the coins are, unless you're like me and you're going to pull a golden turd. Now, look, regardless if you get something garbage, we're going to figure out ways to do it. Maybe we quick sell it for training, go into whatever else is going on. We're going to always find a way to make more out of less. So that's not the issue. The issue is, so many of you guys are saying that, yeah, they're going to keep doing the Ultimate Legend, so you're already assuming that there'll be more, collectibles. It does make sense. Is it a possibility that it happens? Yes, but for most of us, that's going to be done next week. It's just a breath of fresh air. We go ahead, we go and get whatever they give us, and then whatever else is going on at that time, we put it towards that. Remember, it's all, golden ticket action is consistently going on. So what does that mean? Pretty much for me, what it means is you're going to have to be able to, make as many coins as possible and deal with whatever you get out of packs and just keep it moving, bro, like consistently. So this is just another free thing that we're going to get in addition to all the weekly things that they're giving us for free, playing Weekend League, getting that, whatever. There's so many different variations, all right? As far as playing house rules, getting trophies, so many different things you can be doing right now. So I just want to let you guys understand that that's the game plan. If you're 15 of 16 right now, as of April 11th, 2020, you're good to go for when it completes itself next week. Now remember this though, right? Depending on how they start to drop these things, you guys could be right. Some of you guys are saying, yeah, they probably will start dropping them during the week again. I don't believe that because I know that going forward until golden tickets are done, every Thursday, it's now going to be all about the golden ticket. So I don't know if they'll try to jump Ultimate Team in there also and give guys bonus tokens. Maybe they'll do a weekend where they do 2, 3. I don't know. The best way to deal with it is to reach out to EA Sports, via Twitter. They got Reddit. They got all this kind of stuff. Go post on the forums and ask about it. But again, when we go ahead and do it, if we get lucky the day that we pull it, we're going to be all set and be done with it. So everybody else that, also does it with us, that has 16 tokens as of next week, when you go to put your stuff up for auction, it's going to sell for a lot more. Same thing happened last year. For those of you guys that were here with me last year, when we got the free Ultimate Legend, it was Bobby Wagner, and we sold him for 1 million coins. A week later, people were getting additional tokens, but he was down to like 700, 600 or whatever, and it wasn't the same thing. So that's what I just really want to, update you guys with. As far as my newer viewers, you guys should be heavily grinding those challenges. Like, there is no excuses for all of you guys not to be heavily grinding those challenges. I don't want to hear the excuse. Get it done, bro. Just get it done. And pretty much let's rock out. Let's go ahead and spend this money together and get it popping. Now, also remember, I want to update you guys with some of the things that we're doing with the squad. I was thinking about changing up my team again. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm thinking that if they give us the right golden ticket, we are going to go after it. A lot of you guys are wondering, yo, Gmia, that dude, Kelvin Benjamin, aka Queen Latifah, bro, he fits your scheme. Why don't you go and grab him? Well, to be honest, I looked at his numbers, and I'd rather save my coins and see if there's going to be somebody else that's better. Because the dude's running around with a 96 speed. Yeah, he's 6'5", but so is Calvin with a 99 speed. So I don't really want to go that route for those of you guys that were asking about that. As far as an update on my egg situation, you guys can go ahead and see I have one rare one, which is this one right here. Shout out to you guys for all the help. Let me know to look for the gold on the other side for the rare. We have one, okay, and then everybody else, whatever. I don't really care what these other ones are. We'll see what happens as it goes. You guys are giving me all kinds of theories or whatever. Like I said, I'm the type of dude, I'll just wait and see what happens. Like, I have no issue waiting. Like, if I have an idea and it's like a valid thought process about what's happening, I'll go ahead and give you guys that insight. But when you're dealing with EA Sports, you never know what's going to happen. So I'm not even going to play that game. So we'll go ahead and leave that like that, all right? So other than that, as far as the team goes right now, I'm going to go ahead and recommend a few things because I've been getting so many questions. I have like almost over 100 people on average a day ask me about, you know, specific things with the team. So I saw some of the comments and I'm going to go over some of them right now. I have them in my notes. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these questions. What one of you guys, not one of you guys, but a lot of you guys were asking about specifically with Barry Sanders. You saw in the gameplay when I got the golden ticket Vic, and I took the abilities of a Barry Sanders, and you guys wanted to go rage on me. You guys were very, very upset. Well, guess what? I was raging at myself too, because he's obviously not the same without his abilities. You guys are 100% right. I am a complete idiot, and I shouldn't have taken it off of him. I should have probably taken it off of Darren Waller or something. That was my mistake. Barry Sanders, you can play with him without abilities, but he's not going to give you the same effect. So I would recommend, if you have him, to give him abilities because he's just that much better, and you won't have to deal with a lot of the other things. Because, like, look, if you don't have him, low key, I was just talking to a couple dudes about Eric Dickerson, right? Eric Dickerson's agility, he doesn't maneuver like Saquon. For those of you guys that have Saquon Barkley, he's a more big, upright running back. It's weird, though, because he should be able to kind of dip in and out. But I think what EA is doing is, because his agility hasn't hit 99, you can't get that same effect. And what we find ourselves doing, we pretty much try to make him move around like he's Barry, and he's not. So you have to do the old-fashioned stop and go with him. Barry, when you have the human joystick, you never have to let go of turbo, and he just moves without moving without missing a step. So I would definitely 100%, if you're going to use Barry Sanders, leave abilities on him. All right, you guys were right. I let you guys know when you're right. I have no problem telling you guys when you're right. All right, that right there was one of the main questions. Then the next one with that that like adds onto it was, what were the abilities specifically, not only for Barry but for all the players that I use. So let's go over that really quickly. First one, free, the NFL 100, the 100 players, they get the ability to start off with their X factor already going. Definitely use that. Human joystick, evasive, outside zone guru, inside zone guru. Simple, plain, over, done. All right. Now, as far as everything else with the abilities of my other players, what's going to happen is you'll see that I have abilities on players that are not activated. So you got to understand, from game to game, sometimes I will, give Darren Waller abilities. Sometimes I'll give Randy Moss abilities, Calvin Johnson. Sometimes I'll take it off. I'll give it to Aaron Rodgers. But look, let me just go through this and explain to you guys what we would be doing right now with Aaron Rodgers. Now, the reason that Aaron Rodgers is such a commodity is because he has the fastest release in Madden 20 Ultimate Team. So pretty much with him, when he is activated, roaming Deadeye, escape artist, identifier, bazooka. Low key, you guys told me that roaming Deadeye is patched, so I don't even really run around my quarterback anyway. But if I were to, I would probably... Does he get dashing? Yeah, he gets dashing Deadeye. I would have to give him dashing Deadeye if I started doing other weird stuff like that. If I were to do that. All right? Next thing, we're going to go over to the wide receivers, the tight ends, everybody else with the skill positions. They all keep the same exact thing. All right? So it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. This is where we are with it, all right? The abilities are going to be very, very simple. Streak specialist, outside apprentice, post flag elite. The only reason that I have Moss on Randy Moss is because he's an NFL 100 and he starts off wild and savage, okay? If he was not an NFL 100 and just a regular wide receiver that I was using, I would use double me. Because getting Moss, could it be, good to get and have on somebody? Yeah, because it kind of guarantees you, what's going to happen. But I don't know. Because double me stays on. As long as they keep giving you those one-on-ones, you're good to go. Moss, you get for one possession. So it's like kind of weird. I would just go with the double me on the other wide receivers that are not NFL 100 when it comes to Moss. You'll see with Calvin right there that we do have, in fact, double me on him. Because once he gets it, he keeps it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. And then, obviously if he drops a pass, it's a wrap. But if you get to activate that, 3 catches for 20 yards in the air, you're good to go. For the rest of the game, you're just mossing dudes and doing whatever you want. So it's something that I think you guys should take a look at. if you are using that in the wide receiver, capacity, those are my abilities that I would use on the players that are active for what I do, the QB, the wide receivers, and the tight end. Now, when it comes to the secondary, what I like is having Enforcer on all of my secondary. Bro, the secondary players always should have Enforcer, Lurker, and Acrobat. Those are key things. I can't tell you how many of you guys say, yo, Gmi, good looking, bruh. I had to put Acrobat, because what happens is if you have Acrobat without Lurker, they don't jump upright. They only jump to the side and they dive. When you have Lurker and Acrobat, you have the ability to go after any interception. If it's a low pass guy that you're playing, he's throwing it up in the air, crazy, whatever, doesn't matter. Enforcer is huge, okay? Enforcer is a very, very huge thing, okay? Like I said before, if you don't have Lurker, your dudes are going to be walking around with no legs. I know that doesn't make any sense, because how you walking around with no legs? EA found a way for it to happen. They will not jump for the ball. They will just stand there, the ball will go over their head, and you will be raging to the point of trying to go crazy on someone. And I just don't want that to happen. So because of that, I think it's very, very important that we focus on that a little bit, all right? And then we try to figure out, look, this is what we're doing. This is why we're doing it. Here you go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty much where we are with it. That's what I would do. Now, if you decide to do something else, that's fine. Okay, but I'm just letting you know, Lurker and Acrobat pretty much counteracts everything that your opponent will do in the secondary, and it will help your user tremendously. All right? When it comes to the front seven, right now we're only using Warren Sapp. That dude is a godsend, bro. He is a savage animal. He is wild. He has no care in his heart for anybody on the other side of the football, and he goes crazy. All right? With his abilities right now, because he's not a gold 99, we have to pick only 3. You got to have run stopper, pass rush elite is ideal, and power specialist for him. Some of you guys are going to say, yeah, it's combined with pass rush elite. I don't care. In his first tier, he doesn't really have a lot of things, and I think that using this really helps him to be a boss. And for those of you guys that have been running with the same exact abilities, all I've gotten is positive feedback, which is very, very rare for certain cards. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people will say, yo, the dude's garbage, but bro, resoundingly, you guys are going like, yo, that dude Warren Sapp, insane. So there's something about him. Let's go ahead and keep it that way and keep it moving. All right, so that's that. And, like I said, in regards to anybody in your front seven, just go ahead and make sure that run stopper is part of it. And I would definitely, make sure pass rush elite is something to do with it as well. So that's some of the bulk of the questions that I've seen. Because remember, I'm fishing through a lot of comments. I have people that review the channel that come to me for feedback, like, yo, what do we want to say here, there, whatever. But overall, when I see certain things, when I have a chance to review it, I definitely make sure I take the time to look at it. Because if it's a really concerning question, I want to make sure that you guys are understanding, like, look, I care about you guys wanting to know information. If I can help, I will. If I don't know, I will look and seek out and try to find the right answer to what you guys are looking for. So as far as that was a large bulk of comments about just those things. What are my abilities? What's going on with that? And why do I use them? So that's where we are right there with that situation. Now, when we go over to the team strategy, all right, team strategy is a little bit different. Okay, because we have John Madden coach, and some of you guys that are just getting the game, you're not going to take the John Madden coach approach. You're going to take your team's coach, and you're going to build up your team based on the players that you have on your team using that coach. You're going to get the stadium of your team, build that up as well, and you're going to be using your uniforms as far as the team that you play for. That's fine as well. These right here are no longer available. These are the most feared. I'm getting a lot of questions about that. Yo, how do you get that? This was part of the most feared promo. I don't think they're available anymore. So that's that. I don't know any other way that EA would put it back in the game, but I really, really like these uniforms, which is why I stayed with them. Defense, Jets. Offense, Seahawks. That's everything that has been a bulk of a lot of the questions. If you guys want me to continue on a weekly basis to do the, the viewer feedback with some of the questions that you guys may have, I usually do it during my streams though, for my specific YouTube members. Shout out to all my members that come through every day. Got the globe next to your name, leaving comments. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you so much. But yeah, if you guys want me to do this, on a weekly basis to answer stuff and go through it, because it's like roughly in a week, it's over 3,000 comments. So, if you guys want me to fish through them and, have my people that are reviewing the channel let me know about certain things, please leave the number 7 in the comment section, and then I'll consider making sure that I make this something that is part of the videos where I go over what we're actually doing. I want to thank you guys and girls for watching. Make sure you stay home, stay safe. Until next time, one love, y'all.